everyone. My name is Killer Cyber Slayer 99, and I know the death of Hulk Hogan, but I made that video in there. Rest in peace to that guy, but today is not about him. Today, well, I already made a video, but today I'm giving my thoughts on HBO. So, the history of it started November 8th, 1972 in New York. They were playing movies from like 10, 20 years ago in the 70s. All those decades, like stuff that was 70 years ago used to be 10 years ago. They'll play those old films, and then they started having original content. They had like, stand up comedies and a whole lot, like, you know, stuff like that. They would try to do, they would start to play like recent films. They have other channels like HBO2, HBO Family, HBO Comedy, HBO Signature, those channels. I could show you, but not today. They would, they'll do sports programs. They'll do boxing. I know they didn't make a separate channel for it, but it doesn't matter because it's on the original channel. I may not watch a lot of HBO, but I enjoy watching some movies from the 80s and 90s and some from the early 2000s that they play. They have Game of Thrones. I think I've mentioned that. They would have other channels. I think they had a channel called Carnival where they would play these kind of like different. I think it would be like for action films or something like that. They also had a Latino channel where you can hear it in Spanish. Their sister channels Climax, where they play different kinds of movies. But actually, the channel was called Festival, not Carnival. It was Festival. That's what they would air. They also had an HD channel, and HBO Go, and HBO On Demand. They would have HBO Now in 2015, HBO Max in 2019, where like they're putting all their Cartoon Network shows right now. This is by Turner. Time Warner is not around. What's some other programs they were? But let's look at their schedule or their HBO films they had. So their original film started in 1982, July. It was called The Deadly Games. It's basically an American British television or not, they're actually thriller, stuff like that. Their second film was Terry Fox Story, the Terry one. Their third one would be Mr. Harplum and Mr. Johnson. This stuff might be like lost media. You can't really watch it. Those are their like early HBO films. I don't know why they can't air it on the channel to just celebrate. Because what is their 55th anniversary? What if they can play this instead for their birthday when the channel like turns that age, 55? So let's look at their 90s. Early 90s, The Image, Montana. They had so many different films. There's some of the recent stuff. The recent is Mountain Head. I wonder what that is. Let's see what else that I would watch on the channel. may not have watched it, but now let's look at their sports. you know, um, not no their schedule, not sports. I'm sorry, messed up right there. Their so HBO right now. I'm looking at it. So they're airing some movie called Cleaner, and then at 3:25 out all nights. I wonder what that would be. Um, some other movies they would play. They also have shows they will air. But really, right now, that's actually Saturday. But let me see. They would air like on Friday. They would today basically. What's airing 5:49? But let's see what's airing current right now. So the movie Cleaner, that's on out all nights. Billy Jewel, and so it goes. And they have a part 2 to that. The Glad or Age, whatever that film is. These fucking words. They need to stop making these create new words and shit, and then they repeat Billy Jewel or Billy Joe or whatever his name is. And then they air a movie from 1970, Gimme Shattered. I believe they aired it already. And then they air the movie Get Out, and then they air one of my favorite films, Bullet Train. That's scheduled. So let's look at tomorrow. Bullet Train. I don't know why they're airing it again. And then they air the Minecraft movie. I don't like that film. Airing Love and Other Drugs. I don't know what's up with their schedule. What's up with HBO's schedule? It's not a lot of variety. It's not really a movie. Not a lot of good movies on right now. It's like some of the same ones. I don't know why they're doing this. But when I watched it, they had more variety back in the 2000s. This was the 2000s, way before Alpha's time. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. We're actually on Sunday. They're airing different films. Death of the Unicorn. I'll check it out. I can watch HBO. They have a new episode of the Gladder the Age, whatever that's about. Last week. Yeah, okay. That I think we're gonna stop looking at the schedule. So my thoughts on it. It's a good channel where where you can play movies and stuff, because on regular TV you wouldn't get a movie. They wouldn't play movie other than like UPN or the CW. They would play them, but like ABC, Fox, AB. I think they would play it. NBC, CBS. They would not play movies on their channel. So and but when you have HBO, you get movies all day if you enjoy it. So you don't have to worry about going to like the movies all the time. You just watch it on TV if you want to see a new film that you missed. Which I miss Megan. Hope they air it on HBO, But anyway, I think that's my thoughts on the channel. And I'm Killer Cyber Slayer 99, and I'm gonna head off. And I'm gonna see y'all next time. Later.